It matters that you closed it properly. All of that matters. The PBR lasts no more than 30-35 minutes. All of that matters. It's all part of the system. So here's the first system. Okay, the first part of the system. PBR. Let's talk about this. Okay? What's the first part now? Let's finish off the system. So the first part of the system is PBR. Second part, Saturday training. Do you know how many Saturdays I missed in 4 years on my way to SVP?
0.
No, I missed 3.
Ah.
I missed 3. One, I was on holiday, and I did a Saturday training on the ship. And second one, 2 of them I was sick. I didn't go. And to this day, I go, oh man, why did I overcome my fever and go, right? Because why? Because I know that if I'm not at Saturday training, my business is closed. Some of you have stores. So how I related to it is if my store was closed, if your store is closed, how much money are you making? 0. So when you're not at Saturday training, you're making 0. Well, you say, oh, I don't have anybody going. That's why you gotta go, because you have nobody going. There's a reason why you have nobody going. You need more training. And here's another thing I learned. If I can't deliver the Saturday training, I don't know ACN well enough. If I can't deliver the Saturday, if I can't get up there and do every part of the Saturday training like the best trainers can, I'm not an ACN. Nor am I good, nor am I gonna get, what's it called again? Unconscious competence. To get unconscious competence, I gotta be able to deliver that training in my sleep. Now, where are you gonna learn that? By going to Saturday, recording everybody, and then after you record it, you go back and you repeat it every Saturday you go, you learn. That's the most important part. And then, when the people you bring to those, they do their PBRs, and we start to build the business, and that goes to Saturday, and it starts to grow. Okay? And then, we have Friday leadership. What's Friday leadership for? To teach you and to master what? The system. So I went to every Friday training. So what's the Friday for? Inviting, to master that better, right? Because once you go ETT, you can go, ETT and above. To learn the 72-hour call better, to learn closing better, to learn the confirmation calls. Confirmation calls. So here's what happens, right? You go to Friday now. Now, once you're ETT, what's your job? What's ETT? 555, okay? 555. That's your goal, okay? 555 is your goal. What's your goal?
555.
Okay? Now, once you've done 555, what's your goal now? We're going to go help them do 555. So here's the deal, guys. Every week, now first of all, if you haven't done 555, you better get 555 done this week. That's your first goal. How are you going to do that? PBR. That's your first goal. If you have no momentum, what should you do this week? PBR. Okay? If you want to get even more momentum, what should you do this week?
PBR.
PBR. And get started inviting. That's what the whole weekend is about. And we're going to talk about mastering inviting. It's very important. Now, once you've done ETT, now you plug into Friday training, now what happens? Now, once you plug into Friday training, now you're going to learn how your team now go ETT. You're going to help them go ETT. See, every week you should be helping one person go ETT. Minimum one person go ETT every week. That's your job. That's your responsibility. You're like a project. Like think each person's a project. Okay, your job now this week is what? I want to make $1 million. Great, now let's go ETT. I want a new house. Great, now let's go ETT. I want to change my life. Great, now let's go ETT. I want to travel the world. Great, now let's go ETT. What's your goal each week to help somebody go?
ETT.
So who are you working on this week to help go? If you're already an ETL or an ETT, who are you going to help this week go ETT? Who's your project? Some of that person might be here. Maybe they're not even here. And the more people you help go ETT, the faster you'll get to SVP. All SVPs have is a bunch of more people going ETTs every week. So the system is designed to go 555. Which in the Bible means what? What does the number 555 mean in the Bible? Grace. Isn't that crazy? That's what it means. Now, it wasn't intentional just because we're a blessed company. That's what it means. So 555 is a very magical number that we help everybody achieve. 555. We have to eat, sleep, drink, breathe 555. Every single person that comes into our team, what are we teaching them?
555.
555. Everything's great. What do you want? Great. First step? Let's do this. 555. On all your Saturdays, you want tons of ETT promotions every single Saturday. If you don't have ETT promotions, you're not helping people go ETT. It's the basic building block of ACN, ETT. Okay? So how do you get to ETT? PBR. PBR is how you go ETT. So you help somebody go ETT. So look, here's the reality. If someone doesn't want to do a whole meeting, are they probably ever going to go ETT? No. Why are you signing them up? If they're not willing to get qualified and go ETT, and now look, maybe you didn't explain to them that this is the basic building block of ACN. But everybody, what we do when we get started is we go ETT. Now, here's the good news. Is there any part in North America now somebody can't go ETT immediately? No. Not without Zoom and Flash and almost all the crazy. It's unbelievable. We can do that so easy. If all you had was Flash Wireless in the US, you could do this in your sleep. You know Spencer Hunt, what he does? You know how he's number 2 right now in ACN for producing the most ETTs in the entire company. You know how he does it? Only with Flash. He only gets them because to get 555 you have to do 3 services, right? He only lets these people get Flash, nothing else. And we have lots of services because he believes in Flash that much. Isn't that crazy? So you can do it with 1 service, 2 service, 3 different ones, it doesn't matter. But here's the key, you gotta be sold out on 555. So what is your model now? 555, what's your model?
555.
Whenever anybody asks what business you're in, I'm in the 555 business. I'm in the 555. What the heck is that? Don't worry about it. I'm going to be sure. Let me sit down and explain to you 555. In fact, come to a little meeting we're doing. I'm going to explain to you what 555 is going to make you rich. 555, baby. Okay, everybody got that? Okay. So here's the first thing we're going to do. Okay? Who here has not booked their home meeting yet? Raise your hand. Okay? We're going to do that right now. Book your home meeting. And you're going to figure out in this room who's doing your home meeting for you this week. Okay? Now, what time are home meetings? Shh.
6:30.
You can do 4:30, 6:30, 8:30. You can do 4, 6, or 8. Give yourself enough time to go between home meetings. And on the weekends, you do one the hour. 3, 5, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever time you want. Okay? So everybody do that. We're going to take 5 minutes, book your PBRs right now, and then book your 72-hour call. One last thing. What's a 72-hour call? Shh. What's a 72-hour call, and why is that so important? Here's what it is. I don't care if you're an RD. You should do a 72-hour call if you're hosting a PBR. And here's why. Even RD should get practice with inviting, because it's easy to get lazy with it. And here's the problem. Let me just talk about this and we'll schedule the PBRs. Why is inviting so important? Let me explain. And until you get this, you are screwing people. Until you understand why this is so important, I'm sorry, you are screwing people. Out of their $499, this is my biggest pet peeve in ACN, is this. Because if you invite people incorrectly, and they don't know then how to invite themselves, you're ruining their opportunity. So if you're too chicken to invite properly, don't do ACN. Please, I'm so passionate about this, it's unbelievable. Please, don't do ACN. We don't need to ruin people's lives and their $500 and waste their time if you're not going to invite properly. Because here's why. What happens if you invite somebody incorrectly? A couple of things. Number one, they're going to do it wrong and have a disaster. Because maybe your inviting script is good for you. It doesn't mean it works for them. Second thing, what happens?
It's bad for our brand.
It's bad for ACN if they're not successful, then ACN gets a bad name because you taught incorrectly how to invite. I'm sorry guys, but inviting is critical to success. And if you can't do it correctly, you're killing your own business. And here's the other thing, and I've learned this from doing PBRs. So I don't know how many times I've done a PBR, and I've gone there, and I was the guest speaker, okay? So I wasn't involved in helping the host invite. I was the guest speaker that I came. And I closed the PBR. And then at the end, I would go do the close, and here's what people would say to me. This is too hard, or too hard. Because you're not going to, because what do you mean it's too hard? Well, if I got to invite the way my friend invited me, I'm out. How did your friend invite you? Well, they said this, they explained. They went on this 20-minute conversation their friend had with them. I'm like, oh my God. No wonder you're not doing it. I don't blame you for not doing it. I don't blame you at all. That's horrible. In fact, let me teach you how you're supposed to invite. And then right there on the spot, I invite them. Go, oh, I can do that. Is that easy? Yeah, I can do that. Great, let's get you started. That's what I'm going to teach you how to do. So what happens is people in their head, remember the first question people ask themselves in a PPR is what? Can I do this? And if they think they can't do this, they're not going to sign up. Now, they won't tell you that unless you start digging. That's why inviting, the psychology of inviting guys is so important. And we're going to talk about tonight. Because without doing this right, the whole thing breaks down. Remember what I said in my training? And I was talking to Mr. Mike Mazer, #1 SVP. Here's what we both agree. 90% of ACN is inviting. 90%, not 5, not 50, 90% of ACN is inviting. And if you can't invite, good luck to an ACN. Because you won't get people to see the opportunity, and if you don't get people to see the opportunity, people are not going to become a customer or an IBO. Okay? That's really critical. Now, let's schedule your PBR, then we're going to talk about inviting and how to do that properly so you become successful at ACN. Deal? Yep. All right, so but you got to have first the PBR to invite people too. So let's spend just really 3-4 minutes doing that, and then we'll get back to the inviting script. Okay? Begin. Go. Really quick.